With less than 2 weeks until the NFL draft, I've got what you all have been waiting for, the Bill-ievers Talk 2019 NFL Mock Draft. Welcome to Bill-ievers Talk. My name is Joe, and welcome to a draft edition, and in this case, a mock draft edition of Bill-ievers Talk, where we get you ready for the NFL draft. I'm going to give you my 2019 NFL mock draft. Before I do that, however, if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, guys, remember that we will be covering the NFL draft, and we'll be live for you just less than 2 weeks away, guys. We will be live for both days 1 and days 2. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. YouTube will let you know when we are live, and that will include the NFL draft, both days 1 and days 2. So again, subscribe, hit that notification button, like this video, and also leave a comment. Tell me what you think about my mock. I know a lot of you are going to hate it, but that's the whole point of a mock. Nobody knows what's going to happen in the NFL draft day. Remember last year, everyone thought Sam Darnold was for sure the #1 pick. Then draft day came around, and what happened? Oh yeah, Baker Mayfield, right? We started hearing rumors about Baker Mayfield maybe the day before, and then boom, Baker Mayfield, #1 overall pick. So you never know what's going to happen in the NFL. You never know what's going to happen at the 2019 NFL draft. So I hope you all join me. Excuse me. Let's go down my mock draft. And again, my mock draft a little bit different. I'm including trades. I know that it's hard. You know, people say it's impossible to predict the NFL draft. It's impossible to mock correctly. Well, you're probably right. So why not throw some trades in there too, just to mix it up, just to confuse everybody out there. So there's no better place to start than with the #1 overall pick. The #1 overall pick currently owned by the Arizona Cardinals. Do you believe the hype? Do we all believe that they're taking Kyler Murray #1 overall? Again, their head coach, before he became head coach, said, man, if I had the #1 overall pick, I'd take Kyler Murray, right? And so you look at the Arizona Cardinals. Are they going to take that #1 overall pick, or is this all smokescreen? Are they looking to trade? Are they looking to someone and saying, hey, we'll take Kyler Murray if we have to, but if you give us enough, we'll trade it away, and you can have that #1 overall pick. In my mock, I have the Arizona Cardinals sticking at #1. I have the Arizona Cardinals picking Kyler Murray, quarterback from Oklahoma. If it smells like a rat, looks like a rat, probably a rat. We've heard it from all over the NFL that the Arizona Cardinals are taking Kyler Murray #1 overall, and that's what I have them doing. So with Arizona Cardinals, with the first overall pick in the 2019 NFL draft, I have them selecting Kyler Murray, quarterback from Oklahoma. With the second overall pick, you got the San Francisco 49ers, but here is where it already starts to get dicey for me. Who is the team that just 2 years ago had the second overall pick and convinced the Chicago Bears, who had the third overall pick, to jump up one spot? And then they got like 4 or 5 draft picks in return for that one spot jump. For the Chicago Bears to take quarterback that not too many other people were probably thinking about taking, with Mitch Trubisky, right? The San Francisco 49ers got away with one there. They're going to get away with another one here. We just learned that Dwayne Haskins is going to the New York Giants facility for 2 days. Why do you think he's going to the New York Giants facility for 2 days? Because the New York Giants want to know, is he worth trading up for? And that's what happens in this mock draft. I have the New York Giants trading up to the #2 spot and taking Dwayne Haskins, quarterback from Ohio State. Now, in this trade, again, I'm going to break down the trade for you too. In this trade, I have the San Francisco 49ers giving up the #2 overall pick and the number 212th pick as well. The New York Giants, in return, will give up the 6th, 17th, and 108th overall pick. So that's what I have going down. I have San Fran giving up the #2 overall pick and the number 212 overall pick for the 6th, 17th, and 108th pick of the New York Giants. So San Fran goes from having 1 first-round draft pick to having 2, just like that. And with the #2 overall pick, again, the New York Giants select Dwayne Haskins, quarterback from Ohio State. So we go down to #3, and this is a team that's been aching for someone to trade with them. However, as it comes down to it, guess what? No one's willing to trade with the New York Jets. The second quarterback's already been taken off the board. So if you were interested in trading to get a second quarterback, you're not going to do that. Jets are stuck where they are, but they're okay with that. With the draft going quarterback, that means they get a steal at the #3 overall pick, taking Nick Bosa, edge from Ohio State. You go down to #4, you got the Oakland Raiders. Who do the Oakland Raiders want? They want another edge rusher as well. Got rid of Khalil Mack last season. They need someone on that edge. You're going to talk about Josh Allen, not the quarterback, not our guy, Josh Allen, edge rusher from Kentucky. So you got at #5, you got Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I could easily see another draft scenario
where someone trades up, maybe not for a quarterback, maybe for a defensive edge rusher, as we see a hit edge. Whatever teams want to get up there and get an edge rusher, they might decide this is a good time to trade. I don't have a trade in my mock draft. Number 5 overall, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking Devin White, linebacker from LSU. Excuse me. Moving to number 6 overall pick. Number 6 overall pick now owned by the San Francisco 49ers with their trade earlier with the New York Giants. And with the 6th overall pick, I have the San Francisco 49ers taking Rashawn Gary, edge from Michigan. 7, you go down to Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville Jaguars are looking at the draft board saying, we got a steal right here. Number 7 overall, they take Quinnen Williams. Most mocks have him going in the top 5. I have him dropping all the way to 7. The Jacksonville Jaguars take Quinnen Williams from Alabama. Good value there. Move on to the number 8 spot, and this is where I talk about my second trade in this NFL draft, mock draft. You talk about the top 10, 2 trades in my top 10. The Detroit Lions have that pick currently, but there are some QB needy teams not that far behind, and the Miami Dolphins use this opportunity to trade up and select Drew Lock, quarterback from Missouri. So let's talk about what the Detroit Lions get from Miami and what they give up in return. So Miami, of course, gets the number 8 overall pick from Detroit. They also get Detroit's 4th round pick, 111th overall. So Miami gets the 8th and 111th pick from the Detroit Lions. You go over to the Miami Dolphins side. What do they give up? What do they give up for it? They give up the 13th overall pick. That's now going to be owned by the Detroit Lions. They give up the 3rd round, 78th overall pick, and they also give up a 2020 3rd round pick. So that is the draft details I have. Detroit gives up their 1st and 4th for Miami's 1st and a 3rd this year and a 3rd next year in 2020. So that's the trade. And with that pick, the Miami Dolphins select at the 8th position Drew Lock from Missouri. It just makes sense here for Miami to move up to 8. You know, I was hoping that we could find a draft partner to draft down or trade down with for the Buffalo Bills, but Miami's not going to do that, right? They're not going to do that with a division rival. So Miami moves up to 8, gets it from Detroit. Probably doesn't give up much more than they would have if they were to try to get 9 and get Drew Lock, the guy that they hope is their guy in the future. Buffalo Bills, they're at 9. Buffalo Bills get a guy who, if you've watched previous episodes, you know I really like him a lot more than another guy that a lot of mocks have us getting. I have Buffalo Bills getting Christian Wilkins, defensive lineman from Clemson. I like him a little bit more than Ed Oliver from Houston, and I have Buffalo Bills taking Christian Wilkins, defensive lineman from Clemson. Number 10 overall pick, I have the Denver Broncos taking T.J. Hockenson, tight end from Iowa. So this is where you start seeing some of those skill position type players coming off the board. You know, you had a lot of trenches guys. You had 2 quarterbacks going in the top 10. This is where I have the skill players coming in and shining a little bit. Denver Broncos with that number 10 overall pick take T.J. Hockenson, tight end from Iowa. 11th, you're going out to 11, you got the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati Bengals need to protect Andy Dalton and whoever their future quarterback is going to be. I think it's going to be Andy Dalton for a few more years. And with the number 11 overall pick, they get a guy that's also been linked a little bit to Buffalo, and Jawan Taylor, offensive tackle from Florida. Go down to 12, the Green Bay Packers in there saying, hey, we need a tight end. We need to grab someone. And they have the 2nd best tight end in the draft still on the board. And that is why at number 12, they pick Noah Fant, tight end, again, from Iowa. Now, it's hard for me to see 2 tight ends going in the top 12 of an NFL draft, but with the skill set that these 2 guys have, Hockenson a little bit better at blocking, but both of them good downfield, creating mismatches at the receiving game. Could easily see Green Bay taking Noah Fant here from Iowa. Go down 13. Detroit now owns the 13th overall pick with a trade earlier with the Miami Dolphins. And with the 13th overall pick, Detroit hears about this guy who is being compared to Calvin Johnson, future Hall of Famer previously of the Detroit Lions. And so they have to grab him at number 13. They take DK Metcalf, wide receiver from Ole Miss, with the 13th overall pick. Give them another great wide receiver for Matt Stafford to throw the ball to maybe extend his career a little bit as well. 14th overall pick, Atlanta sitting there, and they're looking at a guy that has been linked a lot with the Buffalo Bills in these mock drafts, and we can't pass up on him at 14. Great value here. Ed Oliver, defensive lineman from Houston. 15, the Washington Redskins, they need wide receiver help as well, so they'll dip in the wide receiver pool, get the guy who a lot of people are saying is the best wide receiver in this draft. That's A.J. Brown, wide receiver, the other wide receiver from Ole Miss. You go to 16 at the Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers have been sitting there hoping that an edge would fall to them, and I could easily see them trading up, being one of those teams that might trade up with Tampa Bay, for example, to get the edge rusher they want. But with the 16th overall pick, an edge rusher is still there, and they pick him up. Montez Sweat from Mississippi. With the 17th overall pick, now the New York Giants, again, previously had this pick. Now goes to the San Francisco 49ers with the trade the Giants made to get the number 2 overall pick. And with the 17th overall pick, San Fran selects Greedy Williams, cornerback, LSU. I really like Greedy Williams a lot. I would love to see him in Buffalo. I think 9's a little bit of a stretch for him, however, so if we trade back, maybe still get Greedy Williams, have a good 1-2 combo with Trey White and Greedy Williams. We do need a corner, but I just think 9's a little bit too early for Greedy Williams, and maybe we can get another corner later in this draft. Still some good corners as well. Moving down to the 18th overall pick, got the Minnesota Vikings. They need to protect Kirk Cousins. They just signed Kirk Cousins to $100 million, all guaranteed. They need to protect him. Andre Dillard, offensive tackle, Washington State, will be a good way to do that, and that's why I see them picking up with the 18th overall pick. The Vikings select Andre Dillard. With the 19th overall pick, the Tennessee Titans, they also dip in that wide receiving pool, and they get Hakeem Butler from Iowa State. With the 20th overall pick, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Devin Bush Jr., linebacker from Michigan. With the 21st overall pick, I can see Seattle trading back here. As I look at the draft board, the way it is at the 21 slot, if my mock is correct, Seattle could easily trade back. I just couldn't find a trade partner for them. That's what I was looking for. I looked at some of the other draft capital teams that might trade up and saw what they had, and I just couldn't see a trade that really worked. So I have Seattle picking here at 21, and with the 21st overall pick, I've been picking Brian Burns, edge from Florida State. And then with the 22nd overall pick, that is where my 3 or 4 trades, guys. This is when my 3rd one comes in. Let me know what you think that 4th one's going to be in the comment section below. I have the Baltimore Ravens trading their pick to the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles move up to select an offensive lineman. But before we get into that, let's talk about what they give up in this trade. Baltimore gives up the 22nd overall pick and the 85th overall pick, and also the 123rd overall pick in the 4th round to get Philly's 2nd and 3rd round picks. So you're talking about the 25th overall and the 57th overall pick. So again, Baltimore giving up the 22nd, 85th, and 123rd to get Eagles 25th and 57th. And with the trade, the Eagles now hold the 22nd draft pick, and with the 22nd overall draft pick, the Eagles select Jonah Williams, offensive tackle from Alabama. Again, you look at the Eagles' offensive line, pretty solid right now, but also pretty old. So you look at Jason Peters and others getting up there in age. We know that they've had injury issues in the past. A good time to start addressing the offensive line. Might help you now, but more importantly, can help you a lot in the future. So offensive tackle, Oklahoma, you can't go wrong there with Jonah Williams. Then you go to Houston, or Alabama. Then you go to Houston at 23. They get the offensive tackle from Oklahoma. They get Cody Ford. 24, the Oakland Raiders, one of their 3 first-round draft picks, the second of 3 first-round draft picks. And with this pick, they pick the first running back taking off the board, Josh Jacobs from Alabama. So again, we have 2 Alabama guys going in 3 picks, and the 24th overall pick, the Oakland Raiders select Josh Jacobs, running back from Alabama, first running back off the board. With 25th overall pick, the Eagles again traded the 25th overall pick to Baltimore to move up 3 spots, and with the 25th overall pick, the Baltimore Ravens select N'Keal Harry, wide receiver from Arizona State, a guy that a lot of Bills fans wouldn't mind having on his team, or on our team, and we could see him slipping to the 2nd round, hopefully, maybe, and picking him up there, but I just don't see that happening. N'Keal Harry, with the way the wide receivers have fallen so far in this mock draft, I see Baltimore taking one at this spot. Moving to the 26th overall pick, you have the Indianapolis Colts selecting Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, safety out of Florida. 27, you have the Oakland Raiders with their 3rd of 3 first-round draft picks, selecting Byron Murphy, cornerback from Washington. Still haven't got to that 4th trade yet, guys. We're getting there, I promise. We're at 27. We got 5 picks left to go. With the 28th overall pick, the LA Chargers select Garrett Bradbury, inside offensive lineman from NC State. 29, you got the Kansas City Chiefs. Second guy again that some people have the Buffalo Bills possibly reaching for at 9. But my mock, I'm going 29, Kansas City Chiefs. Clelin Ferrell, edge rusher from Clemson. I see going to the Kansas City Chiefs. 30, the Green Bay Packers got this pick from the New Orleans Saints, and this is where I finally see that fourth and final trade in the first draft coming through. Cincinnati trades back up into the first round with the Green Bay Packers. What do they trade to get there? Who do they get? Well, in the trade, the Green Bay Packers give up the 30th overall pick, the 118th overall pick in the 4th round, and the 150th overall pick in the 5th round. Cincy gives up their 42nd round pick in the 2nd round. So again, you're talking about moving up 12 spots with that 42nd pick, the 72nd pick in the 3rd round, and the 210th pick in the 6th round. The Cincinnati Bengals currently own 4 6th-round draft picks. Don't see them sitting on 4 6th-round draft picks. I see them trying to trade up, move up, and use at least one, if not 2 of those 6th-round draft picks to get more, better draft position, to get better talent. So with that pick, the Cincinnati Bengals do get the quarterback of the future, Daniel Jones, quarterback from Duke. So that is the 4th trade. Cincy trading with the Green Bay Packers. If you're a Packers fan, this upsets you a little bit because you were looking forward to that 2nd first-round draft pick, but you do receive an extra 2nd and 3rd in the NFL draft, so you'll take that gladly. And then the Cincinnati Bengals select Daniel Jones, quarterback from Duke. You talk about the 31st overall pick, you have the LA Rams taking DeAndre Baker, quarterback from Georgia. And with the last pick in the 1st round of the NFL draft, you have the New England Patriots taking Jeffrey Simmons, inside defensive lineman, Mississippi State. So that is my 2019 NFL mock draft. Let me know what you think, guys. It's not as easy as it looks. Still going to give you my 7-round mock for the Buffalo Bills, where I see the Buffalo Bills going in rounds 1 through 7. I will not be doing trades in that one, although, again, I don't see Buffalo using all 10 draft picks. But I will have that for you soon. But that's my 2019 first-round NFL mock. Let me know what you think. Again, like this video. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. We continue to cover Buffalo Bills content, Buffalo sports content, and NFL content. You want to stick around. Again, hit that notification bell. We will be going live for the NFL draft. My throat's killing me. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I will see you all soon. Until I do, go Bills.